Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Ah. Evening. How is everyone? Well, we've got about 3 million YouTube notifications coming through because, yes, we're live with the PC making weird sounds and my hay fever giving me grief. Right, there we go. Start as we mean to go on. Evening, Aaron. How are you? Hope all is well. I am vaguely, possibly human. Only vaguely, All these blooming notifications. You didn't think I had this thing on like 2 days ago, and I've been on YouTube this morning and afternoon on other things. I got most of them turned off, but the notifications come through. Lovely Marit, how are you, my dear? Hope all is well with you. All calm down again today. And if you're hearing any weird noises like clicking kind of noises, that's the clown loaches behind me. They've obviously found something nice to eat, so they're clicking away at each other. Who's that? Oh, we have a birdie. Oh, I'm fine, Marit. I'm fine. Bit hacked off from my local pets at home, but other than that, I'm fine. Hello, little Lisa. Squinting to see what new little fishies. Well, there's some up there that you might recognise. They're new today in quarantine, and you might notice some very pretty white shapes behind me, and that's the platinum lyre-tail mollies. Oh, excuse me. Howdy, Ricky. Good to see you. Well, yeah. So yes. So the platinum lyre-tail mollies are in here now. Well, most of them are. There's still one in there. It's only about that big though. I didn't even notice it was in there until this morning when they came out on Thursday. Oh well. The Epistos have gone in with Fred and Ginger. So we're just looking for, well, that's what we were doing today anyway, myself and Mary. We were looking for dither fish. So we found some suitable dither fish there for the Palliatus gories in the, we shall say what they are in a minute. Working on dashboard instrument panels. Yeah. Always sucks when they leave things out like pedals from a car kit. At least it went up push bike. Anyway, so what happened in Pets at Home? Shop is still fine, clean, tidy, healthy, everything's good like that. The new people they got in it as good as the old people. So they got a tank with electric blue Acara in, fine and dandy. And according to them, that's what's in there. They're all electric blue Acara, and they're being sold as lovely, chill, friendly, happy little community fish. We can go with everything, except they're not all electric blue Acara. There's about a 50-50 split in that tank of electric blue and blue Acara. And they wouldn't listen when I said, no, they're different. One will be relatively happy and chilled and will only eat the occasional guppy or tetra or most of the other things you sell. The other one is a typical South American cichlid and will eat them all. But no, we won't believe the guy that knows what he's talking about. even on it, yeah, electric blues. Electric blues are chill and happy, as we know. There's 3 in here. The blue Acaras don't. There's a few other things. So I mean, the guy's attitude kind of got me. Weirdly, they had white cloud mounted minnows were 4 for £12.50. Gold white clouds were 6 for £10. So we may have half a dozen gold and white clouds in there. But then the endlers, male endlers, and bear in mind they're like that big, right? Teeny tiny little, they're maybe like 1.5 centimeters long. They're babies, basically. You know, up at, what were they? They were up at, was 4 for £8. Was it? They were up at 4 for £8. So I thought, yeah, cool. I have some of them. Get to the till, and they tried to charge me £11 for 3. So yeah, they got to keep those. They went back in the tank because I'm not paying basically £3.33 for a very, very, very small endler. So yes, they went back. They didn't get those. They didn't get the money for those. And we went to the garden centre, Thetford, and they didn't have anything. Yeah, 4 guppies for £10. Yeah, the thing is, I look at these things. So I looked at the price and I was like, right, yeah, I'll have half a dozen of those. That's a good price, 4 for £8. And get to the till, and they come through at £22, and I'm like, no, that should be 6. No, that's too much. No, that's right. No, they're up for 4 for £8. I saw the ticket, and of course he comes back with a different ticket. Yeah, they probably changed the price during the week and haven't changed the actual ticket on the shelf. So yeah, they got to keep those. So I'll probably go wandering somewhere else during the week, and well, probably the local Maidenhead Aquatics, and see if we can find something else. Either some endlers at a better price, or possibly some Ambitetras or something like that. Those are a small section of my DVD collection, Ricky. Last time I counted, there's somewhere around 1,000. It is I, yes, it is I. It is thine self and Mandy, but lovely, lovely Mandy. How are you? Manda Panda, otherwise known as the Zen Ginger. And Mike. Yeah, and did I see a Marco up there as well somewhere? I think I did. So ciao, Marco. So this is really annoying because I actually figured out with it. I actually looked up and found out with the Italian was like, "How are you?" And it's completely gone out of my head now. Yeah. Yes. Some of the more common ones. Some of the weirder ones are elsewhere. I like dumb comedies, and I like horror movies. So there's a lot of horror movies. Oh, Wookie Hugs back. Yeah. Exactly. Every so often the world just slaps you back in the face. Ricky's on the lookout for some rare movies. Yeah, mine will all be the wrong regions, so they wouldn't be any good to you. Get some of my CDs. Well, how do you listen to them then afterwards? Can't be dealing with all this digital download. Firstly, it sounds awful. And secondly, you pay for something and you don't have anything. That is the problem with buying anything digital. You pay money and you don't receive anything. Yeah. It's like downloading a computer game. You pay as much, if not more, sometimes to download it than you do to buy the real thing. But the real thing you can then trade in and get some money back. Wolf Creek, yes. Based on the true story. Very, very loosely. Just don't go Googling John Sharpe. I might be top of the list by now, but yeah. A person with the same name as me happens to be an Australian murderer. Doesn't go down well when I used to play online a lot and my gamer tag was my name. Aussies didn't like it. Oh, pardon me. Wasn't it half a terabyte to play? Yeah, exactly. So, why does the graphics have to be that good? It doesn't actually make the game any better. Right, it's this. Yeah, it kind of sucks, but yeah, it's kind of a family thing. I think it's 6 Johns in my family, so yeah, maybe I'm related to an Australian murderer. Move to Ipswich and rack up the score some more. I'm not moving in Ipswich. Hell no. Now, much as I love Mary and she's from Claydon, which is outside of Ipswich, still pretty close. Yeah, neither of us would move to Ipswich. Hell, she moved to Stowmarket rather than Ipswich. Or, as we call it locally, Ipshit. Movies from 1910s, 2030s. Oh, geez, pre-war. Or pre-Second World War. Yeah, I don't think. Well, I might have some from that kind of time period. I bet with things like the original Nosferatu. So yeah, that's about the only really old movies I'll have. I actually filled up the wheelie bin when I got rid of my VHS tapes. And I only binned them because they were valueless. Because I'd got like pennies for each of them, so you wouldn't even cover. Going up to Norwich to sell them selling them wouldn't have covered the bus fare to get there and back. So just bin them. If it's going to cost you more to sell them than it is to put them in the bin, you bin them. And it's pretty easy. 4 bins for VHS. Yeah, well, I'll say it's completely dead format now. I don't think anybody actually makes a VHS player anymore. is they stopped making the standalones, and then about a few years later, oh, Hounds of the Baskervilles. Well, funny you say that, because one of my comic goldfish is called Baskerville. Unfortunately, Moriarty died, but we still have Watson and Holmes. Screw out asking fish questions. What baby fish or shrimp do I have right now? And am I trying to breed anything else currently? Right, so if we run through, we've got, as usual, bristlenoses, Neolampologus similis, random platinum lyre-tailed molly, crebensis, golden white clouds, which might breed, might not. Other than that, well, yeah, we've got more blue dream Neocaridina, born Friday, I think. The cherry shrimp Skittles tank is just doing what it does. I sell 30 and then they produce 60. The Epistogramma cacatoides, I think they're fire reds. Fingers crossed they breed, because there's a boy and a girl. Hopefully the super red bristlenoses, Fred and Ginger, will breed. The Epistogramma palliatus, it's not Epistogramma, Palliatus cories, we're hoping they breed. And the clowny plecos are doing the chasey and digging out a cave. So I'm going to put a cave in there for them probably tomorrow. I think that's all we're trying to breed at the moment. Although if the happy caras decide they want to breed, we'll breed those. If the Danios or the Mollies decide to breed, I mean, even if the clown loaches breed, that's doubtful, really. At least a minnow fry getting tiny little fins, yay! Yeah, I think that's about all I'm breeding at the moment. Basically everything I own. Either I am breeding or trying to breed. I'm going to try to breed the broken clown plecos, yeah. Well, yeah, but if I flood the market with clown plecos that don't hide all the time, right, yours will be worth more, Mandy, because they do hide all the time. Okay. I'm pretty sure I can probably get more money for selling clown plecos than I can for selling bristlenoses, especially standard commons. Because, as I say, there are literally 100. Get my fingers right. There's literally 100 baby bristlenoses in that breeder box right now. Do you need special silicone? You do. You need to get one of the aquarium safe ones. I can do a little bit of a camera ride. Do you see what we can see? Let's see what we can see. Let's see if we can have a looky about. So we start down the bottom. We have 10-gallon tub with bristlenoses scootering about in there. We have standard and long fin bristlenoses in there. We have my arm not being that long. That's a Neolampologus similis. Somewhere in there is at least one baby molly that I've seen. And we move up here, we get all the camera glare. Oh, there's one. There's, I think, 42 crevensis in there. This one is currently a quarantine tank with gold and white clouds in. That one's empty. That is the actual tank for the shell dwellers. So hopefully some more babies in there soon. And what we got here, we've got, oh, we have a named fish. That's Donkey. He keeps donking himself into things. Yep, got Pracox rainbows, platinum, well, platinum molly, not females don't have the lyre tail. Oh. Ah, Mr. DeGenefesto, how the devil are you? Oh, so here's some of the male platinum lyre tails. And glow light Danios. There's a pair of bristle noses in there as well. Be careful angling. Oh, get the camera angled right. That is where we're breeding bristle noses and hopefully apistos. Around that corner, you can just see the Corridora tank. You can't quite see the Clown Pleco tank. And there's my cherry shrimp Skittles tank. And some of the random foods I feed. So there we go. That's most of what's going on. Lisa nicked my new phone. I'll get another tank, wouldn't we all? Oh. Mandy's talking about her clowny plec hiding up. Yeah, how do they do that? Mine don't, but King British minnows. King British bloodworms. What have we got? I've got some bloodworms somewhere. Or did I throw them out? I think I might have thrown the bloodworm out because it went out of date. Yeah, we got freeze-dried Daphnia and brine shrimp. Hello, Elizabeth. Yes, thank you for popping in and pressing my button. And yeah, I've got a jar of the Daphnia as well, so gonna have over a Kate. Yep, welcome to the world. Patty Cake, how are you? Permanent marker. There's been Sharpies around long before the permanent markers became the thing. Areas, Tamiya HG, Ultra Fines. Yes. Tamiya brushes, some of them, I think the higher grade ones do have wax in the bristle when you get them, so you have to sort of run them back and forwards between your fingers to get the wax out of the bristles, or they won't even pick up the paint. But yeah, I tend to just use generic whatever paintbrushes. Patty likes a sniffy Sharpie. Yeah, I'm probably not going to smell quite so good though. Combination of sweat, stale farts, fish tanks, and smoke Jimmy P, what are the fish stores like where I live? Few and far between. No. Pretty good. I don't think there's a massive difference sort of between, I'm guessing, UK and US, other than prices. The tanks are a lot more expensive over here, but some of the fish are cheaper. Use generic. Well, this is the thing, Aaron. Brushes are consumables. That's what people forget. So unless you're spending about 20 quid on a paintbrush, when it starts losing the shape, it becomes a dry brush. Once it's no longer any good for dry brushing, over the shoulder in the bin. Don't work too hard, Elizabeth. Good evening, Weedan. Wait for Tuesday. You're going to have a day off. Oh dear. Give it a haircut. Yeah, haircuts don't work with those kind of brushes. Trust me, I know paintbrushes. I made them for 15 years. So yeah. We're talking about the kind of size paintbrush that most people would go, has that actually got any bristles on it? Yeah, so I generally, for most of my brush painting, use the Italeri ones, which are the same as probably the army painter ones. Probably anything else with any of those triangular type handles. A couple of quid for the it's like downgrade it when it gets bad enough. Exactly. First couple of uses, it's a fine detail brush. Then it goes down to a base painting brush. And it goes down to a wash brush or primer brush, and down to a dry brush. And then it just goes in the bin. Or becomes an ear scratching brush. They're quite useful to have as well. Or putty mixing brush. You find uses for them. So yeah, I think that's where we're up to. I think That's actually who was it who was asking them? Was that Jimmy? I think it was Jimmy P asking about. Yeah, it was Jimmy P asking about the fish shops around here. My last two videos are actually store tours, so should order the cheap Chinese ones. Would that be Hobby Link Japan? Yes. Never tried to spray paint anything indoors. Always spray paint things indoors with the windows shut and the doors shut. That's my advice. Thank you very much, Dan. You see, I spray indoors because I spray indoors. Yes, that one. And I keep the door shut so that the fumes from the paint don't go anywhere near the fish. I do sometimes open the window though, if I'm spraying something properly nasty. But I don't class many things as properly nasty. Did that one year and got high as hell. Yeah, it just doesn't affect me anymore. I used to stand there holding an RC car body shell, spraying it with a rattle can like that indoors. Didn't bother me at all. But that's because this head is so used to being high as a kite that it doesn't notice anymore. Now, the only time I really notice anything is if I'm spraying indoors and is if the fumes get to the point where I start coughing and choking. Yeah, see, because of the no sense of smell thing, yeah, because of the sense of smell, I don't notice these things. Nah, Mr. Colour, no smell to it. Quite happily spray that. Tamiya's, Alclads. Now, I quite happily spray lacquer paint there with an airbrush. Nah, it's not dangerous. It's only mildly flammable. And no, I haven't actually turned my airbrush into a flamethrower yet. Used to be a painter with dad to get paint inside, get high all the time. Yeah, so it's I've surfed the edge of the universe. So you know, I may well be high. I just don't realise it. You know, the paint fumes just don't get to me much at all, really. I've known people who complain about the smell of model glue and oh, it gives me a headache, I can't use it. I'm like, what? There I am with about an inch away from my nose going, yeah, and don't notice. But I say, well, that is only any good for holding those. I can't breathe through it half the time, and it don't smell anything. And hello, Muppets. Hello, how are you? Tell me when you got high for the first time helping your dad. I can't remember the first time I got high. Gallons of paint as air fresheners. Forget about Glade, not around. And this is the thing, all these new low VOC paints that have been around for a few years now, none of them work as well as the old highly toxic ones did. Stevie P, how you doing? 2003 Aquatics, or Aquadix even. No, there is literally nothing. Mandy, you can get a bottle of aftershave, which is generally a kind of mild yellowish colour. You can get a bottle of urine. The only way I can tell the difference, other than temperature, if it's fresh, is by taste. And the pee tastes better, trust me on that one. Having made that mistake once before in the past. Not trying to drink aftershave and someone replaced my aftershave with pee. It was is the Tamiya Zero big in 32? Not really. It's a great kit. I've built it myself. And the stand it comes with is actually pretty solid. So if you're wondering about shelf space, you can stick it on the stand and then other kits will go underneath it. No. Corpses? No. Smelt dead stuff. When I was working at the chicken factory, and in an entirely unrelated to me incident, it burnt down. It burned down while operating, and 2 weeks later, in the middle of August, someone had to go around and take all of the, how can I put it, 2-week-old dead chickens off the line. Yeah, I got that job because I can't smell it. Creativity definitely comes from inhalation or something. Yeah, £109 worth. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I paid less. I got my Tamiya Zero in. It was on sale on Amazon. I think I paid something ludicrous, like 56 quid for it. So I then went and bought the mask set and got the seatbelt set. Was that it? Masks and seatbelts? I think so. It doesn't need any other upgrades than that. Yeah, exactly. It's a superpower. I can hide places no one else would go because of the smell. Also does mean that I can't get certain jobs. I can't get a job working in the sewers. Yeah, 2-week-old dead chickens, rotten, full of maggots, fly infested. I couldn't smell it. Yeah, or they left for 2 weeks because the factory burnt down, and it took 2 weeks before it got declared as safe for us to go back. And that was only, there were two of us on site. The one person there making sure that if I did have a problem, they could call the ambulance, and me doing the work. I hope I got working smoke alarms. No, God no. I took the batteries out of them because those things kept making horrible beeping noises. Come on, Stephen, hit it. I might be a little careful how you word it, but it's appropriate. It's my stream. I'm sat here talking about rotting dead chickens. That was the part of the factory that didn't completely burn down. So some of it was raw, some of it was cooked. Some of it, I mean, the stuff that had been in the chillers was really nasty. Pardon me. Yeah. That was fun. Hey, I got paid while nobody else did. More food for dogs helps. Yeah. So yes. Any other grim? Yeah. So this nothing. If you, I'm assuming everyone has had a really, really bad head cold or flu. Nowhere. Howdy, Ian. How you doing? Yeah. Bag up this fish. Really bad head cold where you can't smell a thing. Your sense of taste is all. That's me on a good day. No, if I get a head cold, it doesn't affect my sense of taste at all. Yeah, have fun at the swap and get some pickies. Oh yeah, we want to know what new fishies you get. Oh, I think there's going to be some pretty little ones there. Back to cleaning the house up. Oh dear, Iggy. Unlucky. I did mine yesterday. Not that it shows, but I even hoovered. Yeah, I put the Hoover around yesterday, and I did the washing up and the laundry. Yeah, I know. Weird. Yeah, zeros. Yeah, the zeros are pretty looking plain. Um, I mean, as long as you give it a panel line wash and something to pick out the rivets, because the detail on it deserves that at least. Um, yeah, you don't need to chip it up and completely mess it up. Just a panel line wash, and yeah, that's about all you'd need to do. And a bit of exhaust staining, just using a bit of Tamiya smoke mixed with a little bit of brown, job done. Zen said, come and collect the prize. Well, the prize, Liquid Zoo, is, I don't know, is there one? What's the prize? Prize for finding the weirdest fish-based live stream there is. The prize is being here. Oh dear. And also, the last time anyone asked me the question in his specific brown, it did get a different answer. Browns like green's got so many. Yeah, sort of a midish dark brown. 61. You won my appreciation for being here and the opportunity to let your inner weirdo out in public. I mean, some people say you don't have to be weird to be here, but it helps. You kind of have to be a bit weird to be here, because the subject matter goes all over the place. Plus, I sit here smoking and drinking energy drinks. Yeah, got to let your weird side out. Got to freak people out every so often, haven't you, Marek? There are some people. I mean, I'm at least two of us. I know me and Marek. If we started acting normal, people would get worried. Very worried. I mean, if I started acting normal and being all respectable and clean shaven and smart, people would start digging up my garden looking for the bodies, to be honest. Which on the upside would save me having to dig it. I got border spits. Yeah. Yeah, the Zero is a good looking plane. And with the Tamiya one, it comes with pilot figures, so you can have some practice figure painting as well. Lumpy Dog, how you doing, sir? Good to see you. I hope you have a great day too. On the other side, we always have an alibi. Yeah, we're nuts. Yeah, I mean, you see so many things where like the person pleads insanity, and it's like, no, you're not insane. Me and Marriott, on the other hand, I, I don't think there's a psychologist anywhere that'd class either of us as sane. I know I'm not. I have a certificate to prove it. Yeah. Enjoy your dinner, Marco. Good to see you, sir. Have a good week. You have the papers to prove we're not. Exactly. which means instead of going to jail, we get a nice, comfortable room to be in on our own, away from people. We get a nice little jacket as well that we can put on. And in my case, take off. Because it's not a joke. It's not a lie or a Hollywood myth thing. If you can dislocate your shoulders, you can get out of a straitjacket, even when it's been done up properly. I mean, it hurts, but you can do it. And it's certainly more interesting than just sitting there rocking backwards and forwards in the corner of the room. And the voices made me do it. The voices made me do it. Can't listen to the voices. Must not listen to the voices. No, don't listen to the voices. They'll tell me to stop killing again. Mind you, anyone who looked into my internet search history would probably think I'm nuts anyway. Certainly clinically insane. Anyone tuning in at any time to one of my streams, Lisa, tends to go, what the fuck? I mean, Aaron's known what I've been like, I'm like for years. Although that was a kind of I had to tone myself down for ISM. I toned myself down for this as well. Stevie B got so many voices that speak to me, they won't let the other ones speak, so you can't tell what they're saying. That's a good place to be. If you can't tell what anyone's Muppet uses a private browsing window. Oh yeah. If you type H into your computer, does it automatically come up with hub? No, you're nuts. Not even a screw. How you doing, Rocco? I'm almost as nuts as you are, man. Give Bandit a fuss for me. How's it going anyway, Rocco? Good to see you. Just in time for... Is it me or do those lyre-tail mollies look like ghosts in that tank? Work in the fish room. Yeah, there's always some work to do in a fish room. Picked up 33 long. Oh, sweet. Sweet. I know what you need to do with that, Rocco. I can show you exactly what you need to do with that. Just something like this, but about twice the size. There you go. That's what you want. Escaping entirely done by the fish. That sand was level when it went in there. Yep. Shellies for the win. Any kind of low boy type tank, Shellies are the best bet. On that person, if I got a 500-gallon low boy, I wouldn't put stingrays or any kind of ray into it. It'd have a few inches of sand, a bunch of rocks, and a whole heap of shells. I'll probably have some Richardi in there. Gonna do all endlers. Ooh, sweet. Now, are you going to be a good Rocco and keep to one flavour of Endler and just breed that line? Or are you going to be like a Sharpe and get all different Endlers and mix them all up and see what comes out? And of course, Plecos. Oh, yeah. See that little box there, Rocco? There's 100 odd of them in there. I'm just seeing if any of mine are out and about. The scary thing is normally if I can't see either of them, there's usually some cave action going on. All yellow tiger endlers. Sweet. Look forward to seeing that. Eat and hide. Yeah, but my plecos don't. That's the weird thing. They're funky pleco cats, but they don't hide. He says turn around and they're all disappeared. Actually, where are they? Let me have a look at the cave. Not in the cave. They're probably eating somewhere else. And where the funk they at? Yeah, I ain't no motherfucking seahorse though. And I ain't got no big Askaramis either. Although now I fancy salami. Anyone who doesn't know, we're going through the Mr. Pleco song and Stephen's. I'm going to call it fish wrap because I can't remember what you called it. Howdy, Scott. I don't know if you were there earlier and I missed you, but hello. 129s and 104s hide all the time till the light goes out. Yeah, well, I mean, my clowns are broken, so the Moody Gardens wrap, that's it. I knew it was something like that. I just couldn't remember the name of it. But, you know, it's because I'm old and crap. And don't do drugs, kids, because it messes with your memory. And what was I talking about? Plecos. Yeah, as I say, my clown plecos are digging caves, so I'm going to put a breeding cave in there. Hopefully we can get baby clown plecos. That'd be cool. Well, no, that's normal loach. So fat loach is somewhere else as well. Yeah, Malaysian trumpet snails, great food for clown loaches. What I do is I catch ones out of my other tanks and chuck them in there. Need to finish the tanks, started and run out of gas. Well, have a sit down for a bit, have a refuel, and yeah, and you can get up and go for it again. Oh, and today's t-shirt, best fish dad ever. Yeah, I mean, I've got to start all mine again tomorrow, so I'll be Monday. I do at least the rack, and depending on how I feel, whether I'm bothered or whatever. Oh, boy, D with the Maidenhead. What have you been buying, Danny boy? What have you been buying? Significantly heavier. Is that bags full of water or is that big boxes full of fish tank? Rubber work for cleaning sanding sponges, manganese and green. Generally, I just use my jeans or my trouser leg. Yeah, I just run them on my jeans and that cleans the gunk out. Or run two together, that works as well. Hello to Ricky. Yeah, coffee baby. Another two EBA, sweet. 6 coolie loaches, some pest snails, and some dwarf cories. Awesome. Yeah, it's the extra coarseness you get from the denim, does it? And old used denim, if you want to buff and polish a bit of paintwork out on the model, bit of knackered old denim is very good for that. But yeah, I look forward to seeing those. The happy Caras say hello to their new cousins. I really should get a black background of some type for that tank, really, shouldn't I? having a white wall behind it, it just makes everything glow. Yeah, might have to find a black sheet or something and just drop down the back. Mind you, if we get a bit closer, we might actually be able to see the fisheries. Let's have a look at some fisheries. So, yeah, there's the old platinum lyre tails. Happy Cara hiding. Chuprodanios. Zoomies. That's the smaller of the two clown loaches. Don't know where Fat Loach is. Oh, here comes Fat Loach. I call it Fat Loach, but I'm pretty sure it's just female and full of eggs. Oh, and there's Bertie the Bristlenose down there as well. Who else we got? Oh, another one of the male lyre tail platinums. They do glow in there, don't they? Glow like little ghosties. That was scary. Oh dear. Yeah, don't throw old jeans away. They do come in very useful for cleaning and polishing stuff. Trust me. Oh, another rainstorm on the way. Oh, that tasted better the first time. So the other good thing with the mollies is they're gradually eating all the algae off of the plants and stuff in there. So I will eventually clear all the hair algae out of that tank for me. Oh, Dan seems to be stuck in a bit of a loop there. Where the back's normal. Yep, nice and cold. Well, cold, cool, grey, wet, proper weather. Nothing but rain in Wales. Oh, that's just being in Wales, Lisa. Now, my experience of being in Wales was it was either raining or you were in the cloud. Not saying we were high up, but I used to be able to look out of my bedroom window and look down at the RAF tornadoes flying past. Yeah, doing their low-level practice. You look out the bedroom window down the valley and see the planes flying beneath you. It's a very surreal experience. Seeing a plane flying, but you're looking at it from the top and you're standing on the ground. That's a bit of a weird one. Yeah, I'm not a fan of heat either, as everyone knows. Thankfully I have a refrigerator that likes to snuggle with me at night, so that's okay. Hot and then wet, clammy around. Yeah. So we're high enough up the Black Mountain that it was just wet. And if there wasn't cloud, it was, yeah, you got sunburnt very quickly. I think if I went there now, Dan's having connection issues. It's one of us is. Could be me, could be you, who knows. There's something I wanted to get the fishy peeps brains ticking on. Right, we all know. Yeah, see you later, Rocco. Get your tanks sorted. Don't work too hard. Not a man of your age anyway. Chat this. Please wait while we try to reconnect you. Oh dear. That's not good. Rock on, Rocco. Peace. Yeah. Oh, come on, Rocco. Give us a thumbs down, mate. Keep the joke going. Austin, how you doing? Willkommen. Just in time for a Sharpe thought. Stephen loves a good rain fisting. Good to know. Right, so cycling tanks. Now, personally, it's not something I bother with or about. So technically, I guess I do fish-in cycles. There's the fishless cycle, which, from what I can see, causes nothing but trouble. Now, what I'm proposing is a snail cycle. Right. Hear me out on this. People don't like snails generally in fish tanks. But if people are worried that ammonia is going to kill things, then it would kill the snails, but the snails would die and produce ammonia, which would feed the bacteria. But the snails won't die because the ammonia is not going to get that high. Yeah, I was thinking the snail cycle. Cycle a tank just with some snails in it. Because a lot of my tanks, let's be honest, well, not a lot, some of my tanks, the snails probably have a higher bio load than the fish do. And I'm pretty sure if you've got a better and a nerite snail in a 5-gallon tank, the nerite snail is producing more waste than the better is. Yeah. I was wondering what we're thinking now. Do you think promoting the snail cycle could be a good idea? Or do you reckon it's a non-starter because so many people go, oh, snails? Yeah, bear in mind, I don't bother cycling tanks. Technically. Well, most of the time I don't even do water tests. I think that's where a lot of the problems come from, is people testing their water too much. It comes up 0.25 ammonia. Oh no, what do I do? Nothing. Yes, this is the thing, is as long as you got something in there, a few snails or shrimp. Shrimp maybe not so much because they've got such a low bio load, but you've got that kickstart there. So to me, you've got the start of the cycle, the kickstart, as it were, from the filter muck, gunk, or a seeded filter. Then you want to put something in there that's going to keep that cycle going and see what happens. That's probably a good idea, Dan. Actually, I could do a video. Someone would have recommended Mr. Color Rapids thinners. It actually improves the look of metallics. Yeah, I could have, but I've never used it. The only one I've ever used, Mr. Color, is the leveling thinner. Yeah, I might have to give it a go as an experiment. I might have a filter around here somewhere that's got no juice in it. Although that tank top right has got no fish in it. There is no filter turned on. It's just got random Malaysian trumpet snails, right? So if I test that, because it's had water changes, technically, if I test that and it's showing nitrates, it's cycled, right? I'm trying to think, what was the last fish in there? It would have been plecos about, yeah, I don't know, 20 bristle noses about 3 weeks ago. And it's been completely turned off since, and it has had a water change. Should we see? Should we grab a test strip and see what the water says? Dun, 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 dun. And yes, I am tight fisted and I cut them in half lengthways, so I get twice as many strips. Cutting, 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 cutting. Ow! Not really. I'm not that bad. Right, so let's see what it says in here. And it's actually surprisingly soft. Yeah, it's definitely got nitrates in it. I ain't going to be able to see very well. Let me have a look. No, we've got 7.2, 6.8 pH, which is surprisingly low. 3 on the KH, 14 on the GH. Oh, we do actually have. We have 0.5 on the nitrate, and the nitrate is up somewhere around 50. So yeah. Probably best I don't put anything in that tank. Ugh. Amber, Amber, lovely Amber. Big Wookie hugs back. Hope you're feeling better than you have been, at least. I hope things are on the way upwards for once. I did say to someone the other day, if it weren't for bad luck, you'd have no luck. And a certain little someone was sent to look after you until you do move. So, yeah, a new little floofy friend is always good. So, yeah, tanks that have had plecos in them, lots of nitrates. Poppy and Peanut running all over the house, wouldn't they, with 11? Oh, bless. Well, 11's still young for a cat. I know. I was looking at, I say looking after. Time for some munch in the mood for a horror movie. See you later, little Lisa. Have some fun. And if you want a fishy related one, lovely Molly. Strong. Not really, Aaron. I don't use them. I take my glasses off. Yeah, Pleco grey up makes the nitrate strip pink AF. Yeah. I don't want to test that one down there because that's had anything up to 100 odd bristle noses in it at a time. So it gets a 50% water change once. Actually, it had a water change this morning because it was looking a bit. Yeah. Should we have some real laughs? Right. Let's see what people. Let's see just how bad a fish keeper Sharpe is. Do we get everything wet? No jokes. I know what some of you are like. I've got a funny feeling that the nitrate might be glowing in the dark in a minute. Picking up the U-Haul on the 23rd, loading it, hitting the road. Yeah, combination between panic attack and excitement. I completely understand that, Amber, but I'm thinking, a complete fresh start will do you the world of good. I hope it does anyway. Things certainly can't get much worse. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's showing up at about. Oh, I know what you're like, Mandy and Marriott. I'll start talking about getting everything wet. You're going to be. Yeah. Well, we've got no nitrite, so it's fully cycled. Nitrates are somewhere up around 100, but that's fairly low. I'm not going to panic because my nitrates are above 20. Yeah, it's breathe. Think of sturgeon ponds. I was stroking sturgeon earlier, so don't hate. Bedford Garden Centre, there's a koi pond. Well, where they sell their big koi from. For ludicrous amounts of money. Rent a tiny house on an almost naked, cheap rent land, so you can do whatever you want except an illegal daycare. Oh, that's superb. That's the kind of landlord you want. The kind of one that says, yep, just look after the house and have at it. And did you flash him a smile though and flutter your eyelashes? And perhaps adjust camera angles. Needs a bit of work, very lovingly calling it Swamp Cottage. Swamp Cottage is a good name. I like it. I like that, Swamp Cottage. Yeah. That does sound very you, Amber. Certainly with all the greenery you're going to be adding. Mind you, just as long as nobody confuses pothos with pothouse, you'll be okay. But yeah, so their outdoor koi pond where they sell the big koi from, they got sturgeon in there, and they're quite friendly. So you stick your hand in, the koi come up and start sucking on your fingers and thumbs, and then the sturgeon come up, and I don't let them suck on my fingers and thumbs, but I do give them a little stroke on the top of the head. They seem to like it. So yeah, I've been stroking the sturgeon. No, Dan, not that sturgeon. I'd love to have an excuse to drive to Florida. Oh dear. I can imagine the live stream. Amber and Mandy sat there. It'd be like one of Bob's old live streams when he used to sit there and we used to laugh at the people coming out of Walmart. But it'd be Amber and Mandy laughing at Florida people. I would definitely tune in for that stream. Probably have it on repeat. Actually, maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe I need to get some of your old streams up, Amber, and start rewatching them, and that might persuade some of my fish to start boom chicka wow wow. It's worked in the past. And don't forget, UK-based friends, if you want any betters, go to betterqueen.com and get some of the best betters in the States. And who's going to be the first to put that link up and embarrass them? Amber. Yeah, I think I say we all hope things improve for you, Amber. And if I ever somehow find my way to Florida, you may get a knock on the door. Oh, there you go, Dan's slipping. Mandy got there first. Thebetterqueen.com, not the Better Queen, just better. Amber is the Better Queen, I think. So. Bomb away, Amber. Bomb away. It saves me having to think of things to talk about. I say, with you, Mandy, and Marriott, we've got three of my favourite ladies, so I'm happy. All we need now is Mary and Floor Jansen to drop in. I'll be happy. Floor Jansen. Sorry. Getting a bit distracted there by Dutch Valkyrie ladies. I'm getting more done. Just bang, you're getting more done with me waffling in the background. That must be difficult. Mary's doing well at the moment. All going okay. No. There's, yeah. There's a long-term kind of minor health thing. But it's nothing bad, nothing dangerous, nothing that's going to get worse. It's a balance thing. But once she gets that sorted out, well, she won't get it sorted out because she's got it now. I'm not going to get rid of it. When she gets the outcome from that, and we'll know where we all are moving forwards. But yes. And I even handed in a CV somewhere the other day. So something must be wrong. I'm actually starting to look for work. I'll pass them on, Amber. I'll pass them on. She would send you hugs and Kitty and Brown snuggles. They're not her cats. She just kind of adopted them. They're local ones. And Kitty and Brown aren't their actual names, but that's just what they get called. One's a little ginger boy. Now one's a big floofy brown tortoise-shelly thing that possibly slightly brain damaged. It's a special cat, let's put it that way. Oh no, she'd want peanut kisses. Hell, she's happy with ghost cat snuggles, so it could be worse, Amber. It could be me trying to kiss you. I can't think of many people that you'd rather not have a kiss from. Oh no, I'm out of cigarette papers. Yeah, exactly. We love our pets, regardless of whether they smell funky, do weird stuff, wake you up with half dead rats at 3 a.m, come back as ghosts, bite your feet. Yeah, we were laying down having a snuggle earlier. I say snuggle because there wasn't anything else going on. And our legs were too close together. So I got a nip on the foot, on the big toe, moved my legs out of the way, and then Zach comes and just plops himself down in between our legs. Also sending Tony bunny snuggles back as well, Amber, because Tony knows these things. He knows when people need a snuggle. And it wouldn't be much of a snuggle, but he'd give you a bit of a snuggle, a sniff, and a lick, and then hop off and carry on doing whatever he's got to do, because it's more important to him. And probably just go across the room and just flop. Like cats do. Like cats, like rabbits do. They just sort of doing their normal thing, and they decide they're going to go to sleep, and they sort of flop over, and they're out for the count. Yeah, grumpy cat, exactly. But you wouldn't change grumpy cat for the world. There's grumpy cat. It's your cat. And you love grumpy cat. Right here, what's best colour for car dashboard screens? Oh, gold. Don't ask me about colours. Ooh. See, I used to use. Well, I say used to when I've done it, and if we're talking an LCD type screen, I'd go with probably a Tamiya clear blue or mix of clear blue and green, or blue and yellow to make green, and do that over a dark-ish base color. Or you could just make life really easy for yourself and tint the windows, and no one can see what you've done inside. It's the equivalent of putting a tarp over it. Black at the moment. No, leave it black. Then, if you've got a relatively dark metallic, a dark silver, something like that, then go over that with the clear, because the clear is a gloss as well, so it will show up as a screen. Kittens all over the place. Calicos are crazy. Yeah, I think they probably are. Yeah, exactly, Marek. Happy we're all doing okay. For once, we're all kind of vaguely human. I'm not. It's very rare. I'm more than vaguely human. If I woke up one morning feeling human, and it's time to worry. yeah. If you do the Tamiya clears, don't bother with the paintbrush. Just dollop it on with the cocktail stick and let it run out, because then it'll make a shape and it'll actually look kind of screen-like as well, rather than trying to be all delicate and careful. Just let it run to the edges of the where the screen should be. That's what I'd do anyway, but you know, I'm no car modeler. I build green tanks. That's what I do. Oh, pardon me. Oh, there's more down there somewhere. Right, I'm going to need to think of something else. Is there anything that I've seen any videos on lately that has piqued my interest? See, here's what I'm hoping no one's just made a really interesting video and I've completely missed it or forgotten about it. Bear with me, because I've spent most of most of Friday and Saturday watching a rerun of last year's Le Mans 24-hour race. Used to build planes, but wanted to do a car, and I nearly completely broke. Introduced it to the foot. I don't use my feet anymore. I just use a hammer or a pair of anvil loppers. That reminds me, I'm going to have to break a few soon. Make a bit of space. Crush a few model kits and upset a few people, as I always do. Got a phone, gotta go. Oh dear, bathe the baby human fry. Just dunk them in a fish tank, Dan, that'd be alright. That'd be right. Yeah, have a good week, buddy. Don't work too hard. Fist bump to the fry from that famous YouTuber who's got less subscribers than Dad. Yeah, it's one of those. I don't know, maybe over the years I might have had more, but I seem to lose just as many as I get. So I get 2 subs and lose 1. Yeah. Bastard chilling later. Yeah. I did that Friday. Yeah. Are you saying that as a be careful or as a suggestion, Marriott? It's hard to tell. Yeah, I had a good long soak in the bath the other day. I mean, it was a bubble bath before I got in, but I just made more bubbles. It's what happens when I eat pickled eggs. I'm sorry, I can't help it. Just happens. Right, got to go get some ciggy papers. Don't worry, I have a. I'm not one of these people that buys 1 pack. Oh dear. I buy a box with 8 packs. Mind you, I used just mix. I'd say 1 drop of blue, maybe 2 or 3 drops of yellow, because the blue is pretty dense. Yeah, just mix them together and then dollop it on. Job done. I do use the Tamiya clears for a lot of things. I've used them for exhaust stains on jets before. The old burnt metal look. Why am I getting 2 filters out? I'm not that healthy. Jeez. I timed it quite well because the backy is almost empty as well. Oh well, never mind. I did remember to bring the backy over. I just forgot I was down to the last couple of papers. Yeah, just mix it up. But you're definitely going to want more yellow than blue, I would say. Because, yeah. It's one of those ones where they tend to do weird things. You've got them tidied away, have you? So I like my paint storage solution. And all the ones that I'm generally using just stay on the bench in a big pile somewhere. And the thing is, even with the amount of paint racks I've got, I still haven't actually got enough room for all the paints I've got. I mean, when modelers talk about 50 shades of grey, that's because we've probably got 50 shades of grey paint. Oh heck, I've got a Vallejo modern US aircraft set which has got 8 shades of grey in it. I would not be surprised if I got sorted all my paints out if I did have nearly 50 shades of grey up there. Probably 50 shades of green, 50 shades of brown. Yeah, the eyeshadow looking ones, yep, they're pretty cool. If you've got the smoky one, that's pretty good for exhaust streaks. It's also pretty good if you just feel like gothing up for a night as well. It's not that it looks like eyeshadow. It is eyeshadow. It literally is eyeshadow. Trust me on that. I've had eyeshadow. And more than once I've used eyeshadow on a model kit. C&D orange rust gunmetal silver. Yeah, the gunmetal silver is useful. Burnt blue, red, and oil stain. Yeah, the oil stain will do is just smoky stuff. Because that's pretty much what an exhaust stain is. It is burnt oil. So I just got to the point where I found it easier to airbrush inks than to use those for those kind of effects. But yeah, that's just personal preference. Yo, who's that trying to jump? Is that you being silly, donkey? Hey, you being silly again? Yeah. Yeah, I see that. No, it wasn't me. I was going to swim slowly away. Yes, I know it was you, donkey. Oh dear, Poppy's fallen into her first fish tank. Did she enjoy the experience? Has everyone left? Now we've still got 10 people here. I think we've got a few lurkers. So sorry, Amber, but I'm really struggling to avoid wet pussy jokes. It's no, I'm not even going to go with you. It's hard either. Bless. Well, at least at the moment, Amber, you've got less tanks than you did have. Exactly. Not everyone loves painting stuff. That is the thing. You get a bunch of different interest people together. Oh, bless her. Lid fell in. Disappointing empty tank, but yeah. The leak test. Oh, yeah. As soon as Zach, he never showed any interest in getting into the tanks. But every day, each tank got an inspection. Each and every tank, he would go around and have a good check. See, he'd be sitting there, you almost see him like watching and counting the fish, make sure everything was okay. And then he'd move on to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And then I got the fry rack, and he turned around and looked at me. He's just like, really? That's how I try to get the fish. Yeah. I mean, I really should have got video of it one time, but when Zach used to play with Norman the Better, that was just awesomely funny. You know, people will put their finger on the glass and move it around like to get their fish to follow their finger. Zach used to do it with his paw. And Norman would be following the paw around the tank. Well, you need to thin them. To airbrush them, yes. If you're dolloping them on with a cocktail stick or something, nah. Yeah, generally just treat them like you would any other Tamiya paint, 50-50. If you want to do airbrushy stuff with them. Although a lot of the things you'd clears for, you'd want more. Got fish and bags, fish and plants bagged. Okay, have fun, Ian. And let us all know what you got. Because let's be honest, you're probably going to come back with almost as many as you left with. Lollies that flipped. Oh, the Calippo, is that the one? Basically, the cardboard tube you had to squeeze to get the Calippo to come out the top. And as soon as you stopped squeezing, it went back down again. They were kind of perverse. They should have done a purple one. A belt clip. Oh, no, it wasn't that. Oh, I can't remember. No, it's beyond me. Yes, I see you over there. The 2000 red case looked like a coffin. Nah. Nope. Try to remember what I was doing early 2000s. I'd have been mid-20s, so pass. probably not eating lollies with belt clips. Let's just put it that way. I think early 2000s, about the only thing I had ever clipped to my belt would have been a knife. Or a Walkman. And you knew you listened to your Walkman too much when you can reach down, open it up, turn the tape around, put it back in, close it, and press play again without looking. Yeah, thanks, you're in primary school. I lived here. I owned a house. What was it? I left college 94, 18, so 3. Yeah, I think it was, it would have been 1997 I moved in. Yeah. 97 I had a mortgage. So, ew. Actually, if I hadn't have paid my mortgage off early, it would have been paid off next year, which is kind of scary. Because I paid the mortgage off 8 years early, in full, cash. Kind of surprised the bank when I walked in. They went, "Yeah, I'd like to pay my mortgage off, please." And they were like, "What?" Yeah, house prices were a lot lower back then. Back then, I'll say this, which is a 2-bed semi, front and rear gardens. Sorry, semi duplex. 2-bed, 2-story, front and rear garden, off-road parking space, 34,500. Yeah. I think the land is probably worth now more than I paid for the house, considering where I am. Literally, I am 200 yards from the town centre, as it were, or 200 yards from the high street. So yeah, 5-minute walk from town centre, and it's quiet. Why am I? Eyes doing that weird won't focus thing again. I really should have remembered to take some antihistamines earlier. I remembered I hadn't taken them, but then I forgot to take them. Yeah, I told you my memory was bad. Might have a good retirement. Yeah. The thing is, if I sell up, I've then got to find somewhere else to live. Hi Laurie, how are you? Because this is the thing, isn't it? You buy a house and it goes up in value, and you think, oh yeah, it's worth this much, and then you go, well, if I want a bigger house or whatever, it's gonna cost a lot more. And given me, I couldn't downsize. Oh, just about to sell late father-in-law's place. Oh. Hopefully you get a little bit out of that, Marek. You never know. Might be enough to buy another fish tank. Because this is the thing, is when my grandparents finally kicked the bucket, and it's like, oh yeah, I'll get an inheritance, and then I'm thinking, hang on, I got 6 children. Well, I had 7. But they got 6 children, and God knows how many grandchildren now. So any inheritance I get from there is going to be minimal. Might be enough to pay the electric bill for a month. Yeah, it'll be when my parents kick the bucket, because I'm an only child, so technically I should get virtually everything. But knowing my luck, they'll probably outlive me and they'll get everything I've got. Except they won't, because I'm going to leave it to Mary. As you know. Although whether she'd want the fish tanks is another issue, a complete other matter. And the model kits would just end up going on eBay for whatever people are willing to pay for them. New coat off my granddad. Yeah, great. Yeah, exactly. This is it. I say I'm the oldest grandchild by quite a way. For 6 million kroner. Well, sorted then, Marit. You're about to retire. Or buy a bigger place for yourself. Yeah, this is one of those things, isn't it? You come into a load of money and then it's like, oh, well, yeah, actually, it's not going to do that much. It's like if you have a lottery win, it's like, well, the most you can do is retire. Although, that is the dream. It's come into enough money that you don't have to work anymore. Pretty much. Although I can't see that happening anytime soon. Freshen the place up. Kick some payment and fix the car. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It soon disappears. I'll get the obvious estate. Well, it's one of those things, isn't it? Setting aside something, it's bless you. Yeah, I mean, if I came into enough money, then I'll do the same, but I don't. Yeah, I'm not know whether I'd buy a bigger house. Yeah, you got 4 boys exactly. So I don't know whether I'd buy a bigger house or see if I could buy out next door and just have the entire place to myself. So like one side to live in, one side as model cave and fish room. Because then I could easily set up enough tanks and racks to breed enough to retire. Never liked urban life, and flats in the countryside up the road got bought by the elderly. Yeah, that's the way it happens. Yeah, so I'm originally from a big town when I was really young, and then there's been times, a period in a big city, periods in the middle of nowhere. I think small town is the best place for me, really. Yeah. Everything I need pretty much is here, but it's not too busy, it's not too many people, although there's now planning permission going in for another 4,000 houses. They're talking about doubling the population of the town. Let's hope they put in some more shops and some more doctors and some more schools and everything else, because otherwise there's going to be real problems. Especially when you consider the town centre road layout, mainly because of the buildings. Several hundred, if not 1,000 years old. So it's not exactly designed for having thousands of people in it. Actually, I might have to look up and see when Attleborough first became a place. I know the church is at least 400 years old. So, but yeah, I'll say out in the middle of nowhere doesn't really suit me that well because I don't drive. But a small town where you're close to being in nowhere. Burnt iron be dark enough. Yep, that'll be plenty dark enough. Yeah, so it's if I lived in the middle of nowhere again, it would have to be somewhere with a closer local shop. As I know from having lived in the middle of nowhere, there always comes those times when you just need like a pint of milk or a packet of ciggy papers, and going into town is like half hour on a push bike or something. It's just not good. You need to live somewhere that need to wait 2 hours for the bus. Yeah, it's not that bad around here. It's half hour between buses to get to Norwich. But the actual closest LFS, if I want to, I can't, well, I could bus there, but it'd be probably about an hour and a half by bus. There are 2 trains a day, and they're about an hour apart, both in the evening, so I couldn't train there. No. If you could still ride a bike down the A11, I could cycle it, but as you can't, you have to go the back way. That turns it from about 6 miles into about 12. And while I might physically be able to cycle 12 miles, I don't want to cycle 12 miles each way. And if I bought fish, chances are I'd probably be dead by the time I got home. Maybe cooked on my back. So it's easier for me to get to one that's further away, which is ironic, but there we go. Norfolk isn't exactly renowned for its wonderful public transport. or its roads, to be honest. And I'm not renowned for my fitness. Well, I think I could probably cycle a lot further if I got a better bike. And I was easily walk downtown in 30 minutes, but just not in the middle of everything. Exactly, that's what you want. You want to be able to get to the places where you want to get to, but you don't want it right outside the door because things just get too busy. I mean, it's okay sometimes certain days of the year, like if there's been an England football match or New Year's, yeah, it gets loud when the throwing out time at the pubs, but it lasts about 10 or 15 minutes, and I'm normally asleep by then anyway. And you get buses 24/7. Yeah, so buses don't start here. The first bus I think is 6:30 in the morning, and I think the last one is 9:30 at night. Yeah, it's been a long time since I listened to those, Aaron. Yeah, so my bike is a bit too small for me. And it's got rear suspension, which is always a bad idea. Because half the energy you put into pushing the pedal down compresses the suspension rather than actually moving you forwards. So, yeah, that's probably something I will do, get a better bike. And then I can work on my fitness. And its latest album is a mix of punky 80s pop. Ah, cool. So I've probably not listened to them since the mid 90s. So, lately, mostly I've been listening to, again, Nightwish and Winter Sun. With a bit of Pearl Jam and Soundgarden thrown in for good measure. I'm not in an Alice in Chains mode at the moment. Thankfully, I'm a bit happier than that. So, train tracks 10 meters from the windows, but you don't hear them anymore. Yeah, this is it. I know people who literally have the train go past the end of their garden and they just don't hear it. You get used to it. I've got the back door open. I can actually hear the main road, the A11 dual carriageway. What passes for an interstate in Norfolk. But I can hear it, but you don't hear it. Get used to it. As I say, if I went and tried to sleep somewhere where trains are going past 10 meters, 30 feet away, yeah, I wouldn't be sleeping much. Stop the trains to the trams, but you hear those and never heard the trains. Sounds about right. Yeah, no trams around here. We do get the occasional steam train and mosquito flying around me. Go away. Go land in a fish tank. Yes. That time of the year, it's starting to get darker earlier now, so although I suspect that might be something to do with the big black cloud coming this way. So it won't be long before I'm having to shut the door to stop the moths coming in. Bad enough, I had a frog again the other day. Little look over and what's that? It's sat by the door, looking at you. Little frog sat there. Uh-oh. At least I don't have Zach meowing at me to get rid of it because he's scared of him. Bless him. Right, so this sunshine over in Bolton. The rest is grey. Well, that's just a northern thing. There's his picture. Who's picked? Oh, Zach. Sorry, it's over there at the moment. I was mussing about in there this morning, so he is still here. He's still looking over us in all his floofy glory. Let's quickly grab him. Good boy. Give him a kiss. There you go. Oh, get rid of the glare. Hey there, floofy boy. I are judging you. I judge you with my floofiness. Put him where he should be, sat in my lap. So we're at that time again. So if anyone's got any questions they wanted to ask, fire away. Little Mr. Grumpy. Yeah, he's definitely good at being grumpy. So if anyone's got any questions, now is the time, or write them down and hold them for next week. Because my time is up. I still can't remember who it is that goes on after me. But someone does stream after me. I just can't remember who it is. Sorry, whoever it is. Yeah, as long as it's dry. As long as you're giving it a good wipe off on your trousers or your leg, that'd be fine. Oh, good. Right, so anyway, thank you everyone for showing up and putting up with the waffle again. Hope you all have a good week. Stay safe. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Peace out. Rock on. Bye-bye. Sunday Sharpe, do 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 do. Sunday Sharpe, do 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 do. Sunday Sharpe, do 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 do. Ah.